Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. This is Maryam Lemu, and with me is my husband,
Takumas. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alhamdulillah. During the last episode, we told you the roller coaster journey we went to and the lengths that went into the decision to get married and the actual expectation that we went into marriage with. However, we gave you a hint that things didn't go according to plan. So what happened after the marriage? Saeed did say that some things he thought he was ready for, he had mentally prepared himself for, turned out not to be as he expected. Yes, and then the reality. As he said, within the first 2 weeks of marriage, I asked for a divorce. I didn't know couples fight, and my expectations were shattered. All the romantic fantasies of him looking into my eyes and telling me sweet nothings all just went totally out of the window. After the fight, I had told him we wanted a divorce. He calmed me down. Soon after that, another fight again, and I panicked. I was like, Shey, I told you to give me a divorce the last time, you didn't. And it just seemed to be getting worse from then on. And the fights were very unusual.
Yeah, they were. And a lot of it was driven by ego, by pride, by stubbornness, by a lack of willingness to be considerate of the other person. We both had very strong personalities, and we didn't understand at the time that when one is high, the other should be low. We lost sight of the objective, the big picture, which is a home is supposed to be a place of comfort, a place of solace. It got worse, even though we were still strangely, madly in love. Maryam was, I think, the most cheekiest of brides one could ever imagine. Within the first week, I had a closet where I hang my gowns when I'm ready to pray, and I left her in the living room, and I just did my wudu, and I reached into the closet to get my gown to pray, and a hand grabbed me. And I made a god-awful sound. You know, the kind of sound a man doesn't want a woman to hear him make, you know, because I was so scared. I didn't imagine she would be there. I thought that was it. And then one time I piled a bunch of clothes that I was going to do laundry, and unbeknownst to me, Maryam went and laid on the floor and put all the laundry on top of herself. And imagine walking by a pile of clothing and something grabs your foot. You know, again, I was going through these, and I was like, what did I go marry, for goodness sake? Did I marry this prankster that was always just putting me on edge? And I started getting nervous about this one because I didn't quite like the sounds I was making. They were like very awful, cowardly sounds. And here I am trying to be the macho husband. Anyway, we were going through that as we were having challenges in the marriage. So it wasn't that every single moment of those 6 years were bad. No, that wasn't the case. We had some wonderful experiences. We had wonderful times, but it's just that I realized she had as bad a temper as I did.
His was worse than mine, though.
Well, we can argue about that another time. Yeah. But you know,
no, like literally, he literally is a ticking time bomb. I call him silent killer under the radar because.
Can we say I used to be?
Yeah, he has improved a lot.
Thank you very much.
Yes, he's improved a lot. But his style, when we would have conflict,
I wouldn't talk.
He wouldn't talk. He'd shut down. He'd say nothing, and I was like, how can you say nothing? I can see there's something, and it's just the two of us in this house, and you're telling me it's nothing. What did I do? Nothing. Like, oh my God. And I just had to talk. I couldn't sleep with a heavy heart, so I tried to force it out of him, and he went deeper and deeper into his cave. And he would say, Maryam, don't push me to say something I'm gonna regret. And I would say, oh yeah, say it, you won't regret it, I can handle it. And it was so bad, he would walk out on me.
I would run away from her. I would go lock myself in the toilet so I don't hear her.
You don't walk out on me.
My dear wife will get a pillow. She will put it on the floor. By the crack of the door on the floor, my wife will be talking through that crack. I'm in the toilet. I'm sitting in the toilet with my hand in my ear, not wanting to hear what she has to say. Maryam will not relent. At some point, I was like, God help me, what did I get myself into? Now, we were having these issues on and off, on and off. I think it was the 4th or 5th year. And I'll let Maryam tell the story because she was the one that got the inspiration. and really started the healing process.
Yeah, I remember things had gotten so bad. One thing I did is one thing I promised myself is I would never call my mom and say we're having issues. Since we got married, I didn't want to break her heart. And I think a lot of people relate. You just feel you've let yourself down and you're going to make them feel so worried by telling them. So I didn't call my mom, but I remember I called his mom one day and I told her he was being mean to me. And boy, I was so happy. His mom asked me to give him the phone and he was sitting brooding. We had just fought. And as he got on the phone, I heard him say, "Naam, naam, fa," which was in Nupe, and saying, "Sorry, sorry." Next thing, when he dropped the phone, he came, he looked me in the eyes, he held my hands, and he said, "Maryam, I am so sorry I hurt you." I felt so good that his mother blasted him. That was one. However, it didn't stop the fights because the issues had not been addressed. I think that was the most important thing. The issues have to be addressed before you move forward.
There's another side to that, which is interesting. I mean, our in-laws are unique in that sense. When Maryam complained to my mother about me, my mother didn't take my side.
No.
My mother took her side.
Absolutely.
Then when Maryam finally told her mother about what was going on, all that Maryam's mother told her is, "Can I speak to your husband?" Yeah. And when I got the phone, she said, "We'll call you back in 5 minutes." So I hung up. When Maryam's dad called, he was 100% supporting me. So it wasn't like her father was supporting her and my mother was supporting me. It was the opposite. And that thing that I said Maryam did was she asked her mother how was the best way to communicate with me. The mother told her, write him a letter. Maryam wrote me a newspaper the first time. She was as angry in writing as she was verbally. So it didn't help. It just made matters worse. So she was told, no, don't do that. She was able to tone it down. And that letter, when she did it right, that first time was the beginning of the solution to our problems. Absolutely. And then one day she said, can you tell me what it is about me that you like and what it is about me that you don't like? That was a revelation to me. I'm like, wow. But then I told myself I have to be kind, I have to be gentle. So I did, but I didn't know I walked into a trap, because as soon as I said all I needed to say about her, I felt obligated to give her the chance to do the same about me. That was the scariest thing for me, to say, okay, Maryam, why don't you just tell me what you don't like about me and what you like about me?
I had a book ready.
It was nerve-wracking, and I was afraid of what the outcome will be. And I remember saying, oh my God, why did I? Because I felt she really got me. But it was really the formula that helped us, the turning point that helped us to really get to know each other and really work on helping each other be the best versions of ourselves.
And this thing about helping each other, I remember when Said gave me feedback, one of the first things he said is, Maryam, you have a big mouth. Now he was saying, that he had to try not to hurt. He was brutally honest. I think that's one thing I really love about him. When you ask for feedback, he will tell you as it is. He doesn't mince his words. And he did. He told me, you've got a big mouth. You are very selfish. You focus only on your happiness and quite a lot. I could tell you till tomorrow. I had a lot of sins and offenses. However, that really helped me become aware that yes, I needed to look within, and that started the introspect. That started me then saying, whenever you see me doing that thing you say you don't like, and I promise you I'll work on it, draw my attention to it, signal me. He says, you have a big mouth. When we're in public, you talk too much. So I would ask him to signal me. And one of the things Said would do when we go out in public, one of the signals is either he just uses his hand on the side by doing something like this, or he squints a little bit. His eyes just become a bit narrow. Nobody else in the room sees that. But I get to know, okay, it's time to shut my big mouth and stop doing those things.
She gives me signals too. I mean, we can communicate across the room. Nobody knows we're communicating.
Yeah.
And all we want is just to present the best version of who we are.
Absolutely.
I think we should maybe in the next episode explain to them how that transformed the relationship and how to this day we're still practicing that one inspirational moment that I don't know who gave it to this woman, but you know, I owe her for that. And it's something that I will forever cherish, that she brought into our lives, and we still use to this day. We're both still work in progress, so we're still working on ourselves.
Absolutely. Do join us, inshallah, during the next episode. Like Said said, we're going to be talking about what has built the relationship. What is it that we have introduced in addition to what we just mentioned to make us feel we are standing on solid rock, to feel very comfortable and relaxed with the marriage. However, not so relaxed that we're not going to make an effort to work harder at making it even better than what we have right now. So please join us next time. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa barakatuh.